Hi, everybody. Welcome to your Divine Collaborative. I hope that you are well. I am so happy that you are here. Well, I'm back and happy spring equinox. What a beautiful, beautiful day it is here where I am. I hope it is equally, if not more, beautiful than what I'm experiencing today. Blessings upon you. This is a general reading. I pray that you recognize what resonates and discern what does not. Always consult the Most High for confirmation. Always test the spirit behind all spiritual guidance, including the guidance that you receive here. I am confident this message will find exactly whom it is intended at precisely when it is needed. Welcome back, all subscribers, and all those returning. Welcome in. You who are viewing for the first time, please subscribe if you vibe, comment and like if you feel so inclined. I'm going to read a little scripture and we'll get into the message for today. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost his savor, tell me what's your flavor? Wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. That is Matthew 5 and 12 through 14. Well, I left off on our last video with feeling like whoever I was speaking to and whoever this message is for, these messages were those with the gift of sight, those that some would call prophets, some that have great insight beyond the veil. And I feel that I'm speaking with you today. I'm going to start off with the Shaman's Dream Oracle. And then we'll move on to some other things. But this is a deck by Colette Baron Reed, as well as the Wisdom of the Oracle that I like to read from as well. Alrighty, let's see what energies we have for you today. Watchers, transpersonal. Alright. Anything else from this deck? Okay. Alright. That remained, so we'll take that. And on top, we have the Wailing Tree. Reconciliations. We have the Sky Bridge. Possibility for union. And Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. Alright. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, we'll do this and then this. Alright. So first is the Watchers. Have you ever heard of the Watchers before? Well, some would say, like, if you wake up at a certain time in the middle of the night, that you could be a watcher. You're being called to watch or listen. And so this would be in tandem with, how I felt about the last reading I did, and that was, I'm speaking again. This message can be for anyone, but I do believe that I am to be announcing that it is for those that can see beyond the veil. If you haven't watched those videos, please go back and watch those. Very insightful there. They're meant for somebody. Well, first, let me introduce myself. My name is Julia. I am a multi-clair. I've been offering my insight of intuition since I'm a very, very young child, and I've been sharing it with my peers and people that I knew in my life since very early in grade school. So, yeah, and I'm called to do this. And so here I am. I'm very happy to be here with you. Blessings to you all. Let's get into this reading. Alrighty. Watchers, serendipity, the observer, the witness, transpersonal. When a watcher appears, it is an invitation to stop doing, pause, get off the treadmill, and take a deep breath. Find the witness within, the one who can observe the fire and fury happening around you, but is not caught up in any of the drama. The time is right to step back. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with the action happening around you. Simply observe. There is a lot going on in the world. That cannot be denied. So, yeah, okay. Watchers show up to direct your attention to the horizon and stay away from the anthill in front of you. Others might think you are simply doing nothing, but let them know that you are helping the sun to set in the evening sky. There are bigger things to attend to, and you have spent such a long time trying to correct the course of events and actions of others. Let it be for a short while as you become the observer rather than the doer. The Watchers invites you to break free from the linear, casual pace of the petty day-to-day. Rise to the divine. Coincidence to serendipity. And notice how the act of seeing the heart of the matter produces results. Things that happen without you doing anything. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious way, requiring only a sacred witness. Well, they say doing nothing is doing something. So, all right, we've got the Wailing Tree. Now this, is a really intense card. Reconciliations, 59. That's really an intense looking card. 59. Where are you, 59? It's right behind the washers. The Watchers. Right behind the washers. Something behind the washer? Did you lose something? It's right behind the washer. Huh. Watchers. Okay. So the Wailing Tree. Grief and mourning. A time of necessary losses and reconciliations. When you encounter the Wailing Tree on your path, it's an invitation to stay a while and regroup. A place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye to what no longer serves. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard, or pursuing too much effort into life with little reward. And if you've been considering making a change, now is the time to do so. One important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. This is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you've learned as you walk away from it and into something new. Even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. In fact, you will discover that you will have to come back at some point. So do it all now. Look at it all squarely and honestly and stay with your feelings. Life is not either or. It's both and, this and that. So As you dive in and process this, allow it to become a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that will bring, the feelings that this will bring to the the feelings, we're, Mercury has gone direct today, but we got a shadow period for the next couple of weeks, so you might be stuttering or tripping over your words. I certainly am. Okay, so the feelings that will bring you, excuse me, let me breathe. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging for sure. Yet, like all things, they will pass soon enough, and you will be more enriched by the experience. So, perhaps again, you may be a content creator, and or or someone that's really opinionated. And being that there's a lot going on in many facets of life right now around the world, you're in your life, perhaps you're being called to just observe, like you're watching a movie. Same thing you do in your meditation. You just watch it, let it happen, and just step out of the fray, right? Wailing tree. So 5-9, that reduces to 14, which is 5. So major change. And I think the reconciliation is just that things are changing. Lots of change going on. I've had some things go on in my recent past, and boy, was there a lot of reckoning and reconciliation happening. And I did allow myself to feel my feelings and to mourn what was, so that I could just process, purge. It was very cathartic, a very cathartic process. And you know how when you cry, let's say, you don't have to cry. I'm not telling you you should go and start crying. All I'm saying is, when you do, there's a release. You just like, there's a release of that pressure, and you can start seeing things clear. So when you allow yourself to go through that mourning period of whatever it is that's changed for you, I feel it is helpful, and it will help you see the forest for the trees, the silver lining, and the next thing. So bless you on that path, because that's a rough one. But this is about major change. Now we're back to 6. 6, and then 2 and 4 reduces to 6. This is Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. This is one of those cards that wanted to keep coming up. The Galactic, that sounds like fun. The Galactic Mushroom. Alrighty. The Divine Matrix, the intricate complexity of life. Alrighty, you might have been thinking and acting like you were the only one in the dream creating a life. The Galactic Mushroom arrives as a playful yet potent reminder that you need to get with your higher power. The universal laws are not for your benefit only. The law of attraction does not exist just to serve up your desired outcome. The Matrix, is that is that one part of the Matrix? A matrix? The matrix of consciousness, called Source or God or Spirit and many other names, is intricately woven into life. There is so much complexity that the human mind cannot comprehend all the moving parts, especially not at once. It's possible to see beyond what you already know, just as the head of a mushroom is clearly visible above the soil, but not the living biome below. The thread-like mycelium of fungi form vast, intricate networks underground, connecting different life forms with one another in a kind of internet of the plant kingdom. Imagine the divine matrix serving the same way, connecting the individual consciousness with that of the divine. The galactic mushroom reminds you that your dreams and desires are heard. This is a call for faith and trust. Whatever intention you hold consistently with hope and faith first manifests in the unseen realm or realms. Whether or not you can see it working on your behalf, eventually you see the evidence play out in the serendipitous events that work in your favor, seemingly out of the law of cause and effect. Your most beautiful results are being birthed right now, not just for you, but for the highest good of all. Well, that is intense, and I feel the same way. I believe that to be very, very true. So, through listening to people like channelers like Abraham Hicks, it's not seeing the evidence right away. It's knowing that it's there. Because if you need to see the evidence in order to believe it, then you're affirming that it's not there. So, knowing whatever it is that you're manifesting or working toward, that it is there for you, for your highest good and the highest good of all, is the key. Okay. Yeah. Knowing that you are part of that divine collaborative. So how I came up with the name Divine Collaborative was the fact that I believe we all have spirit teams. Non-physical, co-creative expansion teams. Spiritual. Non-physical. And physical. And the non-physical, spiritual, co-creative expansion team is a bit of a matrix in and of itself. So, matrix. And so, yeah. So you are an intrinsic part of that. But in order for things to be in balance, again, they don't need to just be in your highest good, but the highest good of all. And so when I say, when I call on our protectors for our readings and our guides and source, God, not only do I include God and ancestors, but I always say archangels, angels, ancestors, guides, loved ones on the other side. My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and most importantly, the Most High. My spiritual, non-physical, co-creative expansion team. Thank you, all powers that be, known and unknown, for working on assignment from the Most High for my highest good and the highest good of all. Is I recognize that there are things that I don't know. And things, I'm going to recognize what I do know and what I really do truly believe, even in the unseen. But that I don't know everything. And Something can be good. You see the movie, the Butterfly Effect. Something could be good for me, but not be good for someone else. Or even like Bruce Almighty. I might be able to throw a lasso around the moon, but it just might cause, God forbid, a tsunami somewhere. So, okay. Some of you may already have that concept, but maybe that needed to be reiterated for someone else. Okay, Skybridge, possibly for union. Oh, possibility for union. 47. 47 is the element of silver. Very, very interesting. 47 is 11. When you reduce that, that is master number 11. Intuition and insight. Is that the master? Idealism. Old soul. Okay. Possibility for unions, what needs to be connected or disconnected. Skybridge. So you stand before a seemingly unbreachable abyss, and there is no possibility of retreat. The path behind you is no longer a viable option. You have to act soon. Now, we did read from Isaiah. We talked about, in the last video, we talked about Sodom and Gomorrah. We talked about Lot and his family and his wife. Don't look back lest you turn into a pillar of salt. The path behind you is no longer a viable option. You have to act soon, or you'll run the risk of being stuck at the edge of the cliff. Life has brought you to this very moment to offer you as yet undreamt of possibilities. But you must no longer postpone what you know to be inevitable. Going to happen anyway. And yes, you are allowed to breathe before the leap. Take a moment, take a beat, take a bit of time to yourself. Get away for the day or two of contemplation, or even just a few minutes. Walk to clear your head. Muster your courage so that you may cross the Skybridge. Skybridge appears when the moment is absolutely right for a quantum leap. Oh, that is so relevant right now. Synchronistic. Life believes you are ready, even if you do not agree. Remember not to confuse your true state of readiness with your plans and preparation. Respond with a determined yes, and let the universe take care of the details. You need only hold on to your positive affirmations, and the way will become obvious as you take flight and clear the abyss. Go, 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 go. Let's see here. This is completion. If we combine these numbers and reduce them, it comes to the number 9, and 9 is about lessons learned and integrated, and the end of a cycle, spiritual wisdom, inner wisdom, hardships with grace. Wow. Very, very interesting. All right, let's get some wisdom of the oracle. My goodness. There's major change happening for you. And I think that's why you got the Watchers. Transpersonal. You're not supposed to be up in the muck in the fray right now. You're really supposed to just step back and let the things happen. You've got amazing things, amazing transformation happening in your life right now. Between worlds, not out of one and into the other quite yet. Almost there. Oh, round and round. Okay. That's number 7. Divine number 7. Ooh. I'm going to read all that because that kind of came out sideways. And so with the wisdom of the oracle, when they come out in reverse, there's a protection message there. So you have the relationship message, the prosperity message, the general message, of course, and then the protection message. So we'll read all of that for you. Now on the bottom, you have yin. So this is about being in receptive mode rather than doing. So the Watchers definitely confirms that. This is a time of being receptive, watching, being at ease, rather than doing and being the boss right now. Higher power. The wailing tree and the galactic mushroom both stated that, you need to team up with the higher power and let it do its job. Let the sun rise and set, right? Oh, change in the wind. Woo, baby. Yo, definite change. This is really, really intense. I'm going to get right into it. We're not going to waste any time. So round and round, number 25. That is a gorgeous card. You got the spiral there. Alrighty. Round and round, the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backwards, the truth is that you are standing at a higher vantage point, higher level, looking down into your circumstances. And you'll learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. So if you got relationship things going on, how did I get here again? How did I end up here? Something feels familiar in your dynamics. Hey there, there's a little spider. Hi, little Spidey. Hi, little dude. How did I get here? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics? You want to go on my plant? Can I put you on my plant? Because I don't want you getting all in trouble on my hand. I might lose you. There you go, buddy. Okay. Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating old story with the same sort of person who may not look familiar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities or their qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging, and you've been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. Alrighty, so you may have circled back, but it's time to do things differently now. Okay. And you can apply that to everything in your life. No place like home. Listen, this is where you feel like you finally feel good within yourself, feel safe and at home within your skin. In reverse, it's more of work to not do what feels safe, or because it's just familiar. What you always did, and you do what you always did, you always get what you always got. I'm running out of time. I want to finish this for you, and I want to read this. So come on back for part 2, and we'll finish this up, okay? See you in a second. Peace and love, babies.